brothers and sisters, welcome back to our YouTube channel, the Magnificent Family Channel. Thank you for liking this video. Thank you for liking our videos. Thank you already. I know you're going to like this video, you're going to share this video, and you're going to subscribe. For today is a day of celebration in Uganda. Today is a day of celebration, especially in the Catholic faith in Uganda, for it is a day of pilgrimage to the place where our Catholic faith started from. Thanks be to God through Pope Leo and Cardinal Lavigeri, who was an apostolic delegate for the Sahara, for the south of the Sahara, the Sudan region, call it, dispatched a caravan of 10 missionaries to come and catechize Africa. They separated that the 5 went to West Africa and the 5 came to Uganda. So I want to show you a scarf where you can see the 5 missionaries who came to our country, Uganda. This scarf was made when Pope Francis came to my country. And just to note, my country is so blessed that we have received 3 popes. Pope Paul XVI, Pope now Saint John Paul II, and Pope Francis. So up here you can see, this is Pope Francis, and here the Catholic missionaries. We have Father Simeon Ludel, Catholic priest, and we are going to see Father Ludovic Giraud. We have Father Leon Babo. We have Reverend Brother Delmas Amans. We have Father Leon Livenhack. Can you see them? Can you see the 5 Catholic missionaries apart from Pope Francis? And in the middle there, that is a basilica, which we shall talk about later in this video and in the future videos. So these are the Catholic missionaries, but we shall talk about mainly about the 2. So on the 22nd of April, 1878, a caravan of 10 missionaries were sent to Africa. At Tabora, 5 separated and went to West Africa. 5 came here, the ones I have shown you. And today we are going to be talking about mainly these 2. So when they came, they arrived on 17th of June. So they have left France. They have left France on the 22nd of April 1878. After 2 months, that is 17th June 1878, the same year, they have reached Zanzibar. So when they reached Zanzibar, the place where they are living in France is called Marseilles. If you get an opportunity of going there, you will find the home of the mission in France of the White Fathers. This place is still there. Those who have gone, they have seen the home, they have seen the church, they have seen where these Catholic missionaries came from. So, where are we? We are at Zanzibar on the 17th of June, 1878. We have seen them. They are Father Leon Livenhack, Father Ludovic Giraud. We have Father Leon Babo. We have Father Simeon Ludel. We have Brother Delmas Amans. And we have, whom have we left? Those are the ones, the 5. This one's main intention was to come to the interior of Africa. They wanted to come to the Victoria Nyanza province. And their main aim, they want to come and explore. They want to come and see this territory. They want to come and see the unknown area. They want to come, first of all, to seek permission of the king. But before that, they will have to go through a tiring journey, very, very, very tiring and challenging journey. So they got their canoe. They reached a place called KIGUNGU in Entebbe. This is the place where today we are congregating. Hundreds and hundreds and thousands of pilgrims are coming to this place. As we have seen on the thumbnail, where Father Simeon Ludel and Brother Delmas Amans have landed. When they got out of the boat, They landed at that place and they gave thanks to God. They knelt down and gave thanks to God and prayed. So that is in Entebbe. It is just, what is the location of this place? It's behind Entebbe International Airport in Entebbe town and the Wakiso district in Uganda. It was not easy for them to reach because their boat broke down at a place called Mutungu, so they had to walk. They had to walk from Entebbe up to the palace of the king. That was Sir Edward Mutesa I, who was the king by then. They needed to get the permission. So they could not walk that long distance in one day. So they rested at a place called Kisubi. They rested there for a few days and they built a hut. They built a hut and mysteries happen, miracles happen. A tree has grown from that hut, and that tree is as old as the Catholic faith in Uganda. A tree which is 144 years is existing at Kisubi, and there is a parish, there is a mission there at Kisubi, where the two Catholic missionaries rested before they could get to the palace of the king to seek for permission to evangelize my country. So, God willing, one day we shall go and have a video. I'll go, I take you to this tree, which is as old as the Catholic faith in Uganda. After resting in that place, Kisubi, they walked. Those who know the Entebbe route, when you're coming from the airport, now that was a long time ago. They are going through bushes, they are going through swamps, they are going through forests. So they are walking, they want to reach the palace. But they were intercepted by the king's men, call them traffic officers by then, by the king's men. And they were intercepted. Of course, they needed to be interrogated, who they were, whether they were not enemies. So at a place near Bunamwaya, there is a place called Kitebi. They intercepted them and literally arrested them and kept them at a home of a Muslim man called Amil Sechikuro, who was a Muslim. So they stayed there for some time before these the king's men, or the Kabaka's men, could go to the palace and seek audience, seek an appointment to meet the missionaries and to explain themselves, present themselves to the king. So they stayed in this small hut and they suffered a lot of fevers, a lot of hardships in that small hut. The food was not easy for them, the culture, the language. But thanks be to God, when God has started his own work, he has to complete it. So thanks be to God that on the 23rd of February 1879, did I tell you they have landed at Kigungu? They have arrived. They have landed at Kigungu on the 17th of February 1879. Now, on the 23rd of February 1879, they received an audience with a king, Kabaka Mutesa I. After explaining themselves, he loved them and he gave them land. He gave them a place called Ilubya to settle there and start their work from there. So they lived up on the hill, but then getting water was not easy, so they also requested him if they could go downhill to a place called Navlagala now, which is the first Catholic parish in Uganda where they lived. And at that place, as we shall see in the future videos, but even now, just a few hints, it's the first parish in Uganda and the first place, key place for pilgrimage in our country, Uganda. Hello, how are you? So, after settling at Nabulagala, remember the three, Father Leon Livenhag, Father Babo, Father Ludovic Giro, have remained at Zanzibar. So they have remained, and now they are coming to meet their friends who had already gone to see this unknown land, to first of all seek permission, to see if maybe they will die from there, whether they will whether they will die on the way. So these ones now, the three priests are joining them on the 25th of June 1879. And when they met them, they found when they had already established themselves, they have built their they have built their small huts. They started the Catholic Church from there. And on that 25th of June, that's when they celebrated the first holy sacrifice of the Mass in Uganda. And on that day, 25th of June, the Catholic Church again goes to that first parish, Navlagala, to celebrate the first sacrifice of the Mass in Uganda. Let me go back. 17th at Kigungu is the day of pilgrimage, that is today. We also go to the place, the Chiteli place, where they were intercepted and literally arrested, and there is a church there which was given to us by Amil Sechikubo, a Muslim who was there. We have a day of pilgrimage on the 21st. And then we also have a beautiful day on 23rd, the 23rd of February, where we now have a pilgrimage to the cathedral, because now that place, Rubaga, which was the palace of the king, where the missionaries went and met the king, is now a cathedral, is now a mission for the Catholic Church. Hello. So these are our Catholic missionaries. We are celebrating 144 years. So briefly, those are our Catholic missionaries. So when they were at Navlagad, they started now meeting. They used to have audience, going to the king. They used to have appointments with the king. They used to go to the king, and they would meet royal peggies, teenagers, royal boys who were working in the palace. They loved them so much. They loved and emulated, they admired the life of these Catholic missionaries. So it didn't take long that the Catholic missionaries started teaching these little boys the Our Father prayer and the other catechism. So what happened? To cut the story short, these little boys embraced the Catholic faith. They learned very fast, and through a lot of persecution. To cut the story short, they shed their blood. They were burnt at Namgongo, a place at a persecution, but also execution site called Namgongo. It looks this way. This is the Basilica of the Uganda Martyrs. We shall see in the future videos this Basilica of the Uganda Martyrs. And 3rd June is an international day of pilgrimage where millions and millions of pilgrims come to this place to witness the faith of little boys who embraced the Catholic faith, 22 Uganda martyrs, and the 2 from the north of this country. I wish to stop from there a little bit. We shall be having future videos in detail, but now maybe a little brief about these missionaries. Father Simeon Ludel, as you can see here, is that priest. That is Father Simeon Ludel. Then the one with the beard and the hat is Brother Delmas Amans, and that is the map of Uganda. So Father Simeon Ludel, being the first to have arrived with Brother Amans at Kigungu, was born on the 20th of December 1853 and died on the 12th of May in 1890. He was only 37 years old. He died at a place near Rubaga, at a place called Nabunya, and we have an annual pilgrimage there. Actually, every month on 12th, we have a pilgrimage at the place where he died. Then he was buried. He was buried at that place, but later relocated, buried at the cathedral, Rubaga Cathedral Cemetery, But then another solemn occasion happened on the 16th of March in 2011, when all the remains of these 5 Catholic missionaries were taken to the place we talked about, the first parish, that is Nabulagala. And then Brother Delman Samans was born on the 3rd of July 1853 and died on the 19th of January 1895. He was only 47 years old. This one died, he had returned, he died at Bagamoyo, but was later exhumed and brought back and kept at Rubaga, and in a solemn procession from Rubaga to Nabulagala, where their remains are, and we shall see, God willing, other videos. That's how beautiful our faith is. And dear friends, before we can conclude this video, let's see some virtues we learn from these Catholic missionaries which have kept us going. The virtue of patience, deep faith in God, because on this tiring, difficult journey, they had that deep faith in God, that God will be their providence, God will be their protection. They went through a lot of suffering, they went through forests, they would go through swamps, they would meet hostile tribes, they were sickly, the mosquitoes, they suffered, they would move and meet snakes, lions, but they had deep faith in God, that God was their protector and their provider and their healer. And then they were defending the Catholic Church at all times. They had that devotion to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and they dedicated this country, Uganda, to the Blessed Virgin Mary. They said Mother Mary will be their teacher, will be their helper, they will be their everything. So they dedicated, and there's even a prayer in this book of dedicating us to Mother Mary. The prayer is here, prayer of rededication to the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's quite, it's not very long, but if we get time in the future, maybe we shall look at it. They had that missionary zeal, which we all need to emulate, that you don't only stay with the knowledge you have,